Get Junkrat half. Got him. Genji just scored 1.
Shea Hernandez spends hours each week in the basement of his home on Staten Island. He moved his room down there so he could set up his gaming computer to play Overwatch, a team-based first-person shooter game that he plays with his friends online.
When I started watching people playing this game, there's just so much about it. Like, there's just so much to learn, and I wanted to know like all the depth that's in there so I can understand it fully.
Overwatch is one of the top-tier esports played by an estimated 300 million people around the world. But if you're thinking it's just kids like Shea in their basements, think again, noob.
Oh, now it's over. There it is! Oh.
You can't cover this as video gamers in their basement play video games. No, these are people who are making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year.
In its first season, the Overwatch League, or OWL, is helping make esports mainstream. Players are guaranteed a minimum salary of $50,000 per year, and the winning team in the grand final will take home a $1 million prize.
I don't really care that much about money. I mean, competing on stage, it's like, I think the best experience I've ever, had.
We see the incomes that the players are receiving, and they're impressive. They're still very small compared to what we expect pro sports players to be making.
But that may not be the case for long. Championship esport events have brought in tens of millions of viewers thanks to fast-paced entertainment that outpaces traditional athletes.
I'm a massive hockey fan, and I watch, all of our Flyers games, and I love hockey. But, at a certain point, I started looking at hockey, and I go, man, that's kind of a slow-paced sport. And that's how you know esports has got you.
Two reasons for the success of OWL have been drawing on experts from traditional sports and choosing a city-based format for their teams.
I've heard from so many fans this year that say, I've been a gamer my whole life, I've never really been an esports fan, but I finally have a reason to care. There's a New York team, there's a Houston team, it makes it so much easier to become a fan. It gives you an anchor right away.
The day that the New York team came out, I didn't know what their roster was. I didn't know who was playing. But I thought, that's the best team in the league right there, because it's New York.
And Shea has started to get his mom in on the action, taking the living room TV hostage to watch competitions. But now, even she's starting to catch on.
You're protecting your quarterback or whoever is going in for the attack in this particular game, and you're working together.
So it's no wonder why Barclays Center wanted to host the inaugural Grand Finals, where the Philadelphia Fusion will take on the London Spitfire.
The sport is growing at a rapid pace, and we want to be in at the ground floor. Now with this Overwatch event, it truly puts us on the global map from an esports perspective.
And if that wasn't big enough, think about this. The executives of several of these esports leagues, including OWL, just met with the Olympic Committee talking about making this an Olympic sport. Now, both could benefit because the Olympics could use the young audience that esports have, and esports could benefit from the Olympics' credibility. Should be interesting. What do you guys think? Noreen, Corey, you going to give it a try?
In the Olympics, that would be wild.
Some of that just goes right over my head, but clearly they've tapped into something.
Yeah, clearly. Yeah.